It's good to diversify both in art and real life. This advice not only applies to art, but in general to a lot of things in life, and is a lesson I've had to learn the hard way over the years as an artist and as a human being. That mistake was hedging all my bets on art and not learning or doing anything else for the 3 years that I was learning. That I didn't take advantage of that time to explore the things that I now do. Putting all your eggs into one basket is a common mistake a lot of people do, and that's what a lot of people did during and a bit after the COVID pandemic, and I was the same. I quit my job and went full time into drawing with no backup plan. I stopped playing video games at the time. I didn't read or collect art books at all, and all I did was just watch art tutorials and gaming live streams. I harp on this a lot in these sort of art talks, but I was spending upwards of 8+ hours a day on my digital drawing tablet for the first 6 months. Even after those 6 months, after I realized that wasn't a healthy mindset or habit, I did a minimum of 3 hours after that first year, and eventually it was cut down to 2 hours, and then 1 hours, and then it was whenever I felt like it. Looking back on it, I was pretty stupid to devote so much time on something that had such a low chance of monetization and in such a creative and competitive space, both offline and online. But I learned eventually by banging my head into the wall. I started collecting art books and devoting videos to them, cataloging them for future references, and for people who want to look at them first before researching them. Naturally, after art books, I collected a few Funko Pops and figures and stuff, which I do regret spending money on. It wasn't a lot, but nowadays I feel like as though I'm not a very big collector of figures and Funkos, and I'm just not the right person for it. I had collected a few mangas and comics physically at this point, and I decided to jump feet first into Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian. This was after having watched the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, and I fell in love with Howard's characters and the sword and sorcery genre as a whole. At this time, I bought Conan Exiles, and I had been playing video games on and off for a while and doing a bit of live streaming in the process. After rediscovering my love for reading through Howard, I started to watch more movies and read more novels and comics and spend less time drawing and on manga, and more so exploring my own artistic voice and absorbing the novels and artwork that I see in the multitude of art books that I had and the words written by these other authors. Just recently, I finished my year-long no studying experiment, and I had experimented a lot and had gotten tired of working on other people's fandoms and things like that. So I created my original She Barbarian character Yasmin and the other characters through the Conan Exiles character creator with mods, and I started to pose them and render and draw them as well. I had also gotten familiar with lighting and posing community made 3D models to help me draw complex figures and images slash sceneries, as well as help me study figures and lighting and such. I picked up photography with my Nikon D100, and I do that a little bit here and there, although it is a very money first type of hobby with the lenses and such, and I don't get out much. So my photo camera is basically collecting dust until I brush it off and get a couple more lenses. Just recently, and this is something unknown to a majority of people, I'm working on my own sword and sorcery books and short stories and poems featuring my created characters of my she-barb Yasmin, the child witch Zulot, and the child assassin, of which I have yet to name. I want to keep creating characters and coming up with stories and story ideas, of which I have a few of. I have not written any type of stories since middle school, but I've taken journalism classes and I've written some stories and done some grammar things and composition in high school, but that's mostly been it. I have been significantly happier ever since I diversified my life, and it keeps me busy and gives me avenues for potential monetization in the future so I don't have to work 9 to 5 for the rest of my life or for a good portion of my life. I'm wishing for that to happen sooner or later, but I'm not going to save my breath. Of course, with a lot of hobbies, you have to prioritize one over the other, and sometimes you get burnt out. But when you don't want to do one thing, you can always do the other things that you're working on, and it's always good to have multiple creative hobbies. I haven't drawn in a while because I've been so burnt out. So I've been working on my first sword and sorcery story, and I've also been trying to get back into gaming, and I've been absorbing a lot of literature lately and doing a lot of book reviews, as you can probably tell by my uploads. It's also pretty fun and challenging to expand your writing vocab and putting your own spin on an author's language and type of writing, as well as finding your own language, which is what I've been trying to do for the past couple weeks. At this point, it'd probably be, 2 weeks when this video has been uploaded that I've been working on my story here and there. The point is that I'm never really that bored, and I'm always searching for new ways to better myself and to diversify myself as a human and my skill set. I truly believe in the future, maybe even in the next year or couple of years or perhaps half decade, there will be an even bigger talent and job shortage. The people who are genuinely skilled and have put time and effort into these diversifications, I believe will benefit the most from the direction society is headed in, even with all the doom and gloom about AI and such. But let's not talk about that too much. Learning what you like and what you don't like can cost money, and sometimes it doesn't have to. I learned how to draw all right with nothing but YouTube, and my thumbnail editing has been getting better as well with YouTube and Photopea, and my ideas have been pretty good for my thumbnails as well. There are millions of free resources online for whatever it is you want to do, whether it's drawing, music, photography, writing, fixing cars, cooking, knitting, sewing, etc. Whatever you want to do, there is a YouTube video for it. Take it from a guy that had zero skills graduating high school, and now I have experience in lots of stuff at all different types of skill levels. Leveling yourself up in your skills is the best investment you can make, both short term and long term. Just take it a little at a time and explore calmly, slowly, and most importantly, remember to have fun. No point in learning if it isn't fun. I also want to thank Edwin, my friend, for supporting me over on my Buy Me a Coffee with his tip. Thank you, Edwin. I really appreciate it, man. Anyways, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you wish to support me and my videos, all my payment and tipping links, as well as social medias, will be in my profile. More videos, more artwork will come regardless. Goodbye for now, and I wish you well on your own art journeys.